What's up? As you might have already guessed, we're going to be learning Zombie by the Cranberries today. It's a super simple song, just 4 chords, 2 of which you already know. So today we're going to be learning 2 new chords and a new strumming technique. Let's do it. So the first chord that we're going to be learning today is the E minor chord, for which you can place your index finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret and your middle finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. Yup, it's just that easy. Alternatively, you can also place your middle finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret and your ring finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. Whichever feels better. Don't forget to practice the 3 sets of 3 rule, even though it's a super simple chord. Practice makes perfect. And then we move on to the second chord, which is the D chord. To play the D chord, we're going to start by placing our middle finger on the 1st string of the 2nd fret and our index finger on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret and our ring finger on the 2nd string of the 3rd fret. And there you have your D chord. Alright, so before we can play the song or get into the progression and the transitions, we need to learn a couple of new techniques. First of which is going to be strumming up, for which you can hold down any chord of your choice, and while you're strumming up, use the nail of your thumb to strum up. So when you're strumming down, you use the nail of your index finger, and while you're strumming up, you use the nail of your thumb. Alright, so for the strumming pattern of this song or any other song, remember that 1 down and up movement of your forearm is considered to be 1 count. And think of each count having 2 halves, and you can only strum down on the first half of the count and strum up on the second half of the count. So I'm going to put a strum pattern diagram somewhere in the video frame so that it's easier for you to follow along. And in that diagram, the down arrow means you need to strum down on that count, and the up arrow means that you need to strum up. So as you can see in the strumming pattern diagram for this song, that you strum down on the 1st and 3rd counts. So we're just going to start off with that. I'm going to hold down the E minor chord position because it's easy, but feel free to hold down whatever chord that you wish to. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So you're strumming down on the 1st and 3rd counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if we take a look at the strumming diagram again, we're strumming up on the 4th count. And remember that you can't just strum up immediately after strumming down on the 3rd. Wait for a full circle. So let me show you. I'm going to slow it down a bit this time so it's easier to follow. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, we're strumming up in the 2nd half of the 4th count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And we're doing the the same again on the fifth count. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can see that we strum down on the sixth count. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to increase the speed a little bit as you go. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so you've almost got the entire strumming pattern down. There's just the last couple of counts. As you can see in the strum pattern diagram, that you strum up on the second half of the seventh count and then down and up in the eighth count. So let's just try to replicate that from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you've got comfortable with it, it should sound something like this. That was the hardest part, guys. Now you just have a little bit left before you can play a Zombie by the Cranberries. I'm just going to quickly give you an idea of the chord progression in this song. It's going to start off with the E minor chord that we just learned today. Then we move on to the C chord that we learned last week. Then we move on to the G chord. And then to D, which we also learned today. So it goes E minor, C, G, and D. Alright, so once again, we find ourselves having to combine all of the amazing knowledge that I personally have given you.
Who am I? I'm a champion! That's right, you need to remember that all through this game.
We start off with the E minor chord. Remember the strumming pattern? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once you're done with the 8th count, when you move on again to the first count, you switch the chord. So what you do is E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a couple of tips to be able to sing while playing. Firstly, just really slow it down while you're learning, because your mind needs to make the connection, the coordination between the strumming and the singing. So slow it down. In fact, initially I would suggest that you don't even sing, but you just play the song in your head kind of while strumming, and eventually start whispering it and then try to get to the singing bit, because it's not easy to get there immediately. Alright, so here the demo of the song. Try to play along. If you can't, that's fine. Just play it in your head. But try to get the strumming right. That's the most important part. Alright guys, so that was your second tutorial, and if you've made it until this point, then you should be again super proud of yourself, because strumming ain't easy at all. So here are my takeaway tips from this video. The first tip is to use the nail of your thumb while strumming up. Secondly, pay very close attention to the strumming pattern, because that's going to be your most essential tool as a guitarist. And in terms of trying to sing while playing, my third tip is to kind of play it in your head first initially, rather than sing it out loud, so that you develop the coordination first, and make sure you really slow it down initially while trying to get to the singing. And those are my tips for the day, the thoughts of the day as they call it back in my day. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my second tutorial. I hope that you're practicing. I hope my videos are helping you. This is Easy Tutorials with Easy Gray, and I'll see you next time.